that's only been defeated 3 times out of 29 fights, but has been defeated by some of the best in the division, the likes of Danny Garcia and Amir Spence. How do you view Samuel Vargas as the opponent for Amir Khan at this stage of his career?
A good opponent. He's a solid welterweight, and I think he's at a really strong camp with Chris Johnson, and they seem to be very emotionally charged as well as physically fit, and they know what to expect. Amir Khan still has some of the fastest hands of all of boxing, and he looked really great in his last fight, but it only went less than 1 round. So I think we're going to see more rounds out of Amir, and as a fan, I'm looking forward to what will be, hopefully if he wins, what will be his next fight, which I think possibility of a Kell Brook or a Manny Pacquiao, something like that, which would be a massive fight for Amir.
Well, Amir made a huge statement in the practice, scintillating performance over Phil LeBlanca. But do you feel that Amir needs to rounds this time around and essentially let the ring rust out before he faces the big names in the division?
I don't like to get ahead of myself, just like when a fighter's doing an interview or a press conference. I kind of want to stay focused on what's happening Saturday night, and it's a stacked card, 13 fights with Amir and Samuel Vargas in the main event, and I think that's where, as far as any Q&A goes, that's where I'm going to stay right now, and I'm looking forward to that fight as far as a big one. In the privacy of talking to my wife or you off the record or something like that, I've got some ideas about things in the future and all that, but I don't want to go there right now.
Well, Amir has been linked with some career-defining fights with the likes of Kell, Brook and Manny Pacquiao. But who would you like to see Amir Khan face next if he gets past Samuel Vargas?
Okay, well put. I would like to see Amir Khan, Manny Pacquiao. I'd like to see a fight like that in the future. I think they probably, I think Pacquiao might want it to be a little under 147, like a catch weight. I mean, that fight is so big, you don't need to have world titles involved. I mean, it's just 2 superstars. Then again, Pacquiao looks so good and really looked like a welterweight when he just fought recently in Kuala Lumpur. So they'll probably, they'll probably be at 147, and we'll just have to see if that pans out. But we got to wait and see what happens Saturday night.
Well, the welterweight division really is stacked full of world-class talent with the likes of Spence, Brook, Manny Pacquiao, and the list goes on. But where would you place Amir Khan in the welterweight division right now?
Oh, he's in the top 5, no doubt about that. I mean, the fight that he had 2 fights ago when he got stopped by Canelo. For 4 rounds, he was dominating the fight. He's still a master boxer. There's no doubt about that. Fast hands. I mean, maybe among the 3-4 fastest, when it comes to hand speed, fastest fighters in the world. Brilliant fighter. And I love the way Goosen has him set up in training camp and everything. He's punching with more authority, more confidence, and more power. So definitely, welterweight division, like you say, is great.
After much talk of Joshua versus Wilder, we arguably see the second biggest fight in the heavyweight division. Tyson Fury goes up against WBC world champion Deontay Wilder. What's your thoughts on that fight?
Yeah, I'm really surprised that Tyson Fury is stepping right up to make this fight. Like, if I'm Tyson Fury, and I'm not, I'd want to have another couple of fights against, like I'd step up the competition and fight some quality fighters. But it really demonstrates the fact that he has a lot of confidence in himself, and a lot of people tend to forget Tyson Fury is still a young fighter yet. He's a young man, and he's very confident, and he's shown with that undefeated record that he knows what to do in the ring. So Fury and Deontay, that's a great fight.
Well, do you feel that when it proves who the best in the division is, or do you feel they'll have to go on to face Anthony Joshua?
Yeah, anybody that wants to be the best in the heavyweight division has to fight Anthony Joshua. That's just a fact.
What's your whole take on the whole Joshua versus Wilder fight that happened?
Pardon me?
What's your whole take on the Joshua versus Wilder fight that happened?
That fight is 2 fights away from happening, and that's September 22nd. AJ has to fight Saqib Uddin, who I think is one of the biggest punchers in the heavyweight division. I love that fact that it's gold versus gold. It's a great tradition of gold medal champions fighting each other in the heavyweight division. You had AJ and Klitschko, gold versus gold. Smoking Joe Frazier against Muhammad Ali 3 times, gold versus gold. So, you know, I just like the excitement of Olympic champions fighting each other. So when I say 2 fights away from AJ and Tyson Fury, or Deontay Wilder, pardon me, Fury versus Wilder is the other fight. So you got 2 fights that have to happen before you see anything. So let's talk about that after those 2 fights.
Well, in only 2 weeks we see Anthony Joshua up against number 3 ranked heavyweight Alexander Povetkin at Wembley Stadium. What's your take on that fight? How do you see it planning out?
Great event. We're going to see a lot of Russians in London for that event. He's got a big fan base, a big fan following out of Russia. He's got a great resume. Only 1 defeat, and that was against Klitschko in his prime. And it's going to be very interesting fight.
On September the 16th, we see one of the most anticipated fights this year, Canelo Alverez up against Gennady Golovkin. Break that fight down for me.
You know, I'm not an analyst, I'm just an announcer. So, you know, I was there for that first fight. I thought Triple G won that fight. I think this fight, even though last one was a draw, that's not necessarily the way a lot of people saw it. And we're falling apart here. And I think it's going to be a close, tough fight, no doubt about it. I don't anticipate it being a knockout. Both guys have demonstrated they really can take a punch because they both landed great punches on each other the first time. And, you know, they're both very focused and determined for this fight. So it's going to be a good one.
Absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
Cheers,
good to see you.